Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope you are all well and welcome to the Combat Ready HQ. And I'm Craig, a former British Army soldier, and today I'm just going to be talking to you about how you can join the British Army. I get this question actually quite a bit, and it pops up in the comment section or through email or on my Instagram. So I thought I'd just do a short video on how you could join or get more information on trades, regiments you want to join, possibly join, and sort of like fitness standards, any sort of formal qualifications that you're going to need. So to do this then, the first thing you're going to need to do is, if you just go to Google or whatever sort of web browser you use, type in British Army, and it's going to come up with sort of a list of pages. Here's the British Army's page here. And then it's going to bring you to this. So the first thing you could do is you could go into the careers office and speak to a recruiter, or you might want to do a little bit of research first. If you're going to do a bit of research first, then you can come over to this website. You can then have a look at what we do, who are we, where are we, so you can have a look, where they're currently serving on exercises, operations, where there's postings, where they're looking to go in the future. And there's a lot of modernisation going on, by the way, at the minute. It's an exciting time to join. Any sort of standard news and events, people and careers, and sort of equipment that we are using and looking to use in the future. Look, you've got reconnaissance, logistics. You can do so much research here. If you wanted to get into sort of reconnaissance, I was an armoured recce commander in the Household Cavalry. You've got jackals, you've got sort of like light roll recce, and then sort of you do have Spartan CVRT variants, but we are pretty much getting rid of all of them and moving to the Ajax, which the Household Cavalry have finally got. So you can have a look at them as well. So yeah, that's sort of how you can do all that. This website has literally everything you need. So we just type in British Army again, go to that, and then if you click on Explore Army Jobs, this then enables you to look at all the different sort of job roles and trades within the British Army. So are you looking at reserve or regular army? We'll go with regular army today. You click that. You can click Talk to a Recruiter or Find a Role. If you click Talk to Recruiter, type in your postcode. It's then going to come up with all the careers office in the local area, phone numbers and times. We're going to click Find a Role, and then here you'll be able to look at every role within the British Army. So I had someone yesterday who was asking about tank crewmen. So you can either type in here tank crew, or you can see it's just there on my page, but we'll type in tank crew, find out more straight away. You can see sort of the starting salary once you leave training, and then it gives you sort of basic information. So the minimum amount you earn during training is £18,687. That's when you go through, say, like Purbright or Harrogate. There's your pay after completing trades training. So that's phase 1 and phase 2. Here's your age requirements, and then as you can see here, it says there's no formal qualifications needed. And then if you follow it down, it goes through the responsibilities. Once again, if you have any questions, you can talk to people. And then here's more of the information once again. And then it's got the physical fitness assessment requirements that you need here. So to be a tank crewman, you need to get a minimum of 76 kilos on the mid-thigh pull, 3.1 meters on the medicine ball, and 8.06 on the beep test. So when you go through to selection, that's the fitness requirements you need to hit to become a tank crewman, or make it at least 2 training to then hopefully become a tank crewman. And then you've got even here all the different steps that you need to do for junior soldier and regular entry. So junior soldier's Harrogate, regular soldier would be going through, say, Purbright, and then step 2 would be heading down to Bovington for your phase 2. So if we went back again, let's go find a role. I don't know, let's just go, what if we just put in artillery, see what pops up. Here we go. So you got light gunner, ceremonial gunner, so King's Troop, And you've got artillery officer if you fancy becoming an officer and go through Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. Uncrewed aerial systems, so your UAVs, UAS is there, air defence gunner, armoured AS-90. This is what I wanted to look at, artillery surveillance observer. So this is the job that I did. Once again, minimum salary is the same going through training. Starting salary is pretty much the same, age requirement same, and no formal qualifications needed. Go down a little bit more about the job role, and then here we go. So when it comes to the physical fitness test, it is actually different, and it's actually lower than tank crewman. So mid-thigh pulls 50 kilos, 2.7 meters on the medicine ball throw, and 6.6 on the beep test. And once again, here's more information on the steps, pay, what qualifications you could get after, and how you can apply. And you could literally just do that for all of them. You could just clear search, and there's 101 roles that you could go through, 20 featured roles. So you could literally go all the way down, infantry soldier, all the way down, and have a look through and see which one is the best for you. Here you go, paratrooper if you want to join a parachute regiment. So it's pretty basic on how you can find out the information. I definitely highly recommend doing as much research as you can. Spend a bit of time on your computer or your phone going through this website, especially if you're unsure on a role that you want to join, or that you might think, oh, I'll be interested in that, and then you read up and you go, actually maybe that's not suited to me. You might find a whole load of roles that you've never even heard of. I remember when I joined the army, I didn't know every single role. I only knew of a few, and that's just through talking through people, and back then you didn't really have as much online, so there wasn't as much information. If you do want to apply, then all you can do is go to recruiting centre. So look, here's all the ones in Newcastle, say London, London, wherever you are, you can have a look. Sheffield, let's see if there's any in Sheffield. There we go. You can go and speak to a recruiter after you've done your research. I highly recommend going into a career centre and actually speaking to someone for sure. It's going to help the process, help you making a decision a lot easier. And then you can apply, you can speak to them about applying, or you can go to the portal. So what you'd have to do is you have to register, make an account, and then everything is done through the candidate portal. Here you can see once in, you will be able to apply, talk to your recruiter, and follow the progress of your application. So if you've got any interviews coming up, your sort of bar test, selection, how's your application processing, if they're sending you any information, I believe it is all done on the candidate portal. But as I said, highly recommend going to the British Army website and doing your research, finding out about all the different roles, reading through them, see which ones interest you, and then you can see what qualifications you need, what the minimum fitness requirements are, and then you can go away and you can prepare and train for that, ready for your selection, and then continue training, and then ready for your basic training and training. Like I said, it's got all the information on where the army are at the minute, so you can see what they're currently doing, what sort of equipment they're using, where they're looking to go in the future, and you'll see it as a very exciting time to actually be serving within the British Army. And one of the bits of the information were the physical standards for whatever job role you're looking at doing. So today we're going to be talking about training and how I recommend best training to join the British Army. Back in the day, you pretty much just got told, go and do lots of running, make sure you're good at press ups, and you need to be able to do a few pull-ups. But they've now changed the assessment for joining, but also the standard basic personal fitness test within the British Army. So you don't really just want to be running anymore, you want to be doing some sort of strength training. I would recommend, if you can and you have the money to, join a gym to prepare yourself for selection and prepare yourself for basic training when you do finally pass and enter the army. But I understand not everyone has the money to join in the gym, so if you can't, you could get away with doing home workouts. What I'm going to give to you is a rough plan for myself. You want to sort of individualize it and personalize it and tailor it to yourself if you can. But for myself, I would recommend you want a mixture of running, so cardio training, along with strength and weight training, along with some body weight training as well. And if you can, get on a spin bike or a bike, get out swimming. So to start off then, we want to be doing some sort of assessments. Typical assessments out there is obviously the 2K run, because that's what we do within the military. You could do a 5K run to see what your current 5K time is. You could do, say, 1 rep max or 3 rep max on certain exercises such as deadlift, squat, overhead press. You can then do some shuttles over time. You could do a 5-minute run to help sort of tailor your run times. You could do a beep test. You could do how many push-ups or pull-ups could I do within a minute or 2 minutes if you don't have the gym equipment. So come up with some sort of test. I would recommend, if you can, say 2K run, 5K run, and then 1 or say 3 rep max on squat, deadlift, overhead press. See how many pull-ups you can do and how many push-ups you can do in a minute. Once you've got those numbers, you've got a base, you know where you're starting at, you can then go into the program. But breaking it down for myself then, so we want to sort of build a bit of a foundation. Week 1, I would look at maybe sort of 3 strength training sessions along with 1 cardio session. So we could do like a split of push, pull, legs with a nice easy run. So push, I mean sort of pushing movements, so that's sort of shoulder and chest. So we can incorporate some overhead press, bench press, push-ups. Then you've got a pull, so pull-ups, lat pull down, bent over row. And then we're looking at legs, so some sort of squat movements, so whether that's back squat, front squat, goblet squat, and then a nice easy run. And when I mean easy, it is easy. You should be able to hold conversations all the way through that run. Week 2 then would look very similar to week 1, just once again, 3 strength exercise like sessions along with a nice easy run. Once again using the split of push, pull and legs. We can then move into say week 3 and you could start increasing the sort of weight and lowering the reps now. So going into more strength training, and then I'd most probably speed up this run. So I'd get to some more of a steady state run in. So we're looking at around 6 to 7 on the RPE. You could maybe get off sentences. You wouldn't be able to hold full conversations on this run. So we're looking at push, pull, legs again with higher weight, lower reps. So maybe around 4 to 6 reps. And then a more steady state run. So we're increasing the speed of the run, maybe lowering and shortening the distance to work on our cardiovascular system, or you could incorporate a swimming session. Week 4, you could maybe increase the amount of volume you do and distance you do on running and shorten the strength training if you can still only do 4 sessions a week. If you could do 5 sessions a week, you could maybe still do, say, an upper body session, a lower body session. Then you could get like a workout of the day in, like some sort of WOD or HIIT workout, a 30-minute HIIT workout, and then incorporate something like a 2K run with a nice easy run. So that's 5 sessions. Or if you can only do 4 sessions a week, you could do an upper body, lower body, you could do an easy run, and then say like a 2K best effort to see how you're feeling with that. Week 5, you could continue as you are if you feel like your body is able to, or you could add in a bit of recovery. So lower the volume that you're doing, or keep it as it is. So 1 or 2 cardio sessions that week, and then 2 to 3 sort of strength training. Once again, you could do a push pull leg split, or you could just do an upper body, lower body with 2 runs. And then week 6, I would add in a test week. You want to test quite regularly to see where you're currently at and make sure you're constantly improving, and whether you need to change the numbers on your lifts or on your runs. So once again, week 6 is the test that you did at the beginning, and then you've got your numbers, and then you're just going to repeat the process. Don't be afraid if your workouts look very similar. This whole, you've got to change the workouts every day, every week. You can't be doing the same workouts, the same exercises. You need to shock your body, confuse your body. No, you don't, okay? Just set a workout. If it's say weeks 1 to 5, do your workouts and then repeat. All you might be doing is just increasing maybe the reps, the weight, so you're constantly getting progressive overload. So it's very important that training is specified and individualized to you. If you can get a coach, then go and get a coach. But you want to prepare yourself for selection. Like I said, gone are the days of just going out running. Okay, you need to incorporate strength training, whether that's body weight or actual weightlifting if you can get in a gym or get equipment. And just prepare yourself correctly and properly for the selection process. So get out, get training, give yourself plenty of time. If you can give yourself a good 6 months before selection, then that's great. If you've only got a few months, then you've got to work with that. But just give yourself enough time to prep for selection. Go on the British Army website, find out what the fitness standards are, okay, and then get a good training program together. Like I said, whether that's one you write yourself or whether you get a coach. Send me some questions on Instagram if you want. Send me an email. Email's always in the description. I'm more than happy to answer your questions. But incorporate a good mixture of strength training and cardio sessions each week, depending on whether you can do 3, maybe 5 sessions. It's all about training as little as possible, but trying to get maximum training. So don't have to train 6 to 7 times a week. If you can get away with training 3 to 4 times a week, then train 3-4 times a week. If that's only 2 strength sessions and 1 cardio, say 1 run a week, and you can get away with that and you're progressing and you're getting towards your goal, then that's all you need to do. You've gone and found the role that you want to do, you've put the application in, and you've started your physical training. Next then, continuing that physical training and continuing that research. It never stops, especially the physical training. So once you've got that role and you've applied, you now want to do even more research within that role. What we want you to do is find out where they are currently based, okay? Where are they within the UK or possibly overseas? Where have they been based or posted in the past? What sort of operations have they been a part of? Overseas exercises? What sort of kit and equipment do they use? Are you looking at a tank regiment? Or what tanks are they use? The Challenger? Are you looking at armoured reconnaissance? They've just gone from CVRT to Ajax. Are you looking just light role infantry? So what weapon systems are they currently using? And then you want to figure out your why. Why do you want to join the British Army? And why do you want to join this regiment, this corps, this role? Because they're going to ask you these questions at selection. Also, start learning about their history, their battle honours, where they've been, what they've done, say maybe part of World War One, part World War Two, Falklands, Korean War, the First Gulf War, and recently Afghanistan and Iraq. Have they ever been out to Estonia? Find out as much information as possible, because when you go to your interview on selection, it's going to show to them that you're interested, you're keen, and you've done your research. But it's also going to reinforce your reason to yourself of why you want to join this trade. And then, like I said, physical training never stops. You constantly want to train. It's about training as little as possible, but trying to train as hard as possible to get maximum wins and maximum progress. So continually train, and then about a week before you can die down the training for selection, and then hopefully you'll peak and you'll be ready for selection. You'll get the best roles as possible. Going through selection then is just remember that you want to be on the ball all the time. As soon as you get off that coach, off that train, or get picked up by the instructors, you are constantly being assessed. Throughout the whole time, you're constantly assessed. So keep your mouth quiet, only talk when you're being spoken to or requested to. Always ask questions, give everything your maximum 100% of your ability, and then just do your absolute best through selection. Don't walk away from selection thinking you could do more. You get the grade at selection. You've also done the barb test. You've passed the barb test. I have done a video a few years ago on the barb test. So I'm going to do a new up-to-date one very soon, and we'll talk about how you can best train for the barb test. And you get a date for the army. You've done the barb test, you've done your application, and you've done selection. You want to continually train, okay? Never stop training. Training is so important. It's not about just passing selection. Remember, you've got to turn up to day 1, week 1 of basic training. And you want to be as fit as possible. Being fit in the army makes your life so much easier. But you don't also want to be that person who's done really well on selection and then you turn up day one, week one, they've got this expectation of you and you don't meet it, because they will have access to your reports from selection. Then also more preparation you want to do for when joining the army. So you've got your basic training day, is now going through the kit list. So you're continually training, you're continually doing research on the job role. Now you want to get the kit list. Do not miss anything off that kit list. If it tells you to bring it, make sure you bring it. And then there's a few extra things I'd most probably recommend bringing if you can, if they're not on the kit list. So one is go and get yourself a decent head torch. A really good head torch really makes a difference. It wants to have a red filter and it needs to have white light as well. So you need red and white light. Next one is I would recommend bringing a little bit of cash if you can afford it. If you can take around 50 to 80 pounds in cash, it's going to make your life easier in that little sort of week one where you've got to go and get a few extra bits if you haven't got them on first arrivals. See if you can get your hands on some decent green bungees. Waterproof bags are essential, okay? Sort of dry bags that you can roll up and clip all your kit dry is highly essential. They most likely won't be on the kit list, but they will ask you to get them when you first start training. You won't need many civilian clothes, so don't take too many. Just take what it tells you you need. Do not take any more because you will barely be using it. You'll be wearing your tracksuit or you'll be in uniform. Next is, it may say ironing board. Highly recommend investing a good bit of money in a good iron and a good ironing board. You're going to be ironing for hours each night and sometimes in the morning, so I highly recommend you get a very good iron. It's going to make your life a lot easier. Next one then, you will get issued some sort of gloves and a hat, but I highly recommend going out and buying a good sort of waterproof, windproof sort of hat. I'll put one up on the screen here that I used to use, and some good gloves. North Face is something I highly recommend for gloves. I've used them for years and years and I think they're really good. Keeping your head and your hands warm and yourself warm when you're just sitting around doing nothing is so important. I would get some sort of stationery kit put together as well. So I would get some good decent black pens. You do everything in black pen. Some refillable pencils. You then need some sort of rubber, a ruler. Highlighters are absolutely brilliant throughout your career, so definitely get yourself some highlighters. All right, some permy pens, some small thin fine permy pens are brilliant as well. And then get yourself some makeup removal wipes as well. The little round ones, they come in seriously handy for wiping off any sort of permanent pen. So start getting a good bit of stationery kit together. And you can get some mini sticky note sheets as well. Brilliant for your sort of best book and any other sort of documents that you're reading. If you want to sort of highlight certain pages, mini sticky notes is great sort of so you can get to that page nice and quickly. So get yourself a good little stationery set put together. Then next, what you can start looking at for when you leave phase one, because phase one you'll be wearing all issued kit pretty much, is a decent set of running trainers, decent socks. The best ones now actually are Red On Socks by Coach Mike Chadwick. Go and check him out, check out his socks. They're the best socks that you can get on the market to date. And then that's pretty much it. It gets you nice and ready for phase one. So remember, do your research, keep training, get everything on the kit list, get those few extra bits, right? And then turn up for training ready to win. And then what you can do is look out for part 4 on how to get through basic training and win at all costs. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, turn notifications bell on, comment below what your thoughts are, what you want to see next, and I'll see you soon.